So today we are making beef stew. I got my handy dandy crock pot out. You'll need, aren't you happy I prepped and put everything out? You'll need celery, obviously, 1 can of beef broth, a can of tomatoes, even though we'll only be using the sauce from the tomatoes, but you still need the tomato sauce. You need at least 4 potatoes. Here's my 3 carrots. I use this beef stew mix, even though you can still just season it yourself. And I have my handy dandy Lowry seasoned salt, my black pepper, and just a little bit of thyme. That makes it savory. So I put a little bit of thyme in it. I got some garlic cloves. Oh yeah, some garlic cloves. I put 2 garlic cloves in here. And here's my flour. So you say, what you gonna do with the flour? I'm going to coat the meat with the flour, so when I put it in the beef stew, it comes out thicker and you don't have to make a roux and things like that. So this is started, this is pre-prep, so I'm gonna come back in about 5 minutes and I'm gonna have everything chopped up and I'll show you how I layer it and put it in the crock pot. All right, I'll be back in a minute. All right, girlie, I just want to show you how to cut the potato. I cut most of them already, but you just have your potato. You're going to cut it once this way, and then you turn it over. This is the easiest way to cut it, and then once this way. So that's going to give you 4s, and it'll be just easy to chop this way, and you don't want them too small because they're going to sit in the crock pot for like 4 hours, so you don't want them to turn to mush. Also, with the celery, a lot of people use this part of the celery. I don't. I just cut it off. If you want to use it, you can. Some people use this white part too. I don't. So you can just cut it off, or you could use it, whichever, choice is yours. This is creative, cooking. You can just do it however you do it. But, the white part really doesn't add much flavor in my opinion because celery has a lot of water anyway. So I just want to show you that this is how I cut the celery and the potatoes and everything. So you just give these a chop. Normal size. And then when I get to the carrots, I'm going to cut the carrots too. But when I get to the fat part of them, we're going to kind of split them. So watch. Now we know you skin it and peel it and everything. But you cut these regular parts fine. Yeah. But this big part, cut off the edge. Throw that part out. And if it's too thick, because sometimes you get carrots that are really thick, you can split it down the middle. And then cut it. And this way you get half circles, which is still, pretty good. All right, so we are going to layer this in the crock pot. I'm going to get my broth ready, get my meat ready, and then we'll be right back. Guys, so it's just little pieces like that. You can get the bigger ones and cut it smaller if I need to get this in the crock pot. All right, so I'm going to wash this. My colander. Okay. And then I am going to season. Alright, so I have my seasoned salt. And I don't put that much on here because I don't want it to be over salted, especially when I'm using that mix. I'm going to put some pepper. Okay. And then I'm going to give it a little toss. Make sure all of the pieces are coated. Okay. So that's what it should look like. And we are going to start layering. Alright. So it should look like this. Jay's about to fall off with the camera, but we'll be okay. So you want to add your meat last on the top. You're going to put your 1 cup up. Oh, shoot. I forgot to coat the meat. 2. Okay. And then you are going to, this is 1 can of chicken broth. And now we're going to use the tomato sauce only, not the tomatoes. We'll just see how much is in here. If a couple tomatoes get in there, it ain't going to be the end of the world. Girlie, here's the finished product. It's been about 4.5 hours. I'm going to give it a stir and see how it looks. Okay. Yeah, my onions, boy. I sure do put a lot of onions and stuff, don't I? So this is what it looks like. So I am going to fork test the potatoes and the carrots to make sure they are good and done. Let's see. Potatoes are soft and carrots are soft without being mushy. And I'm gonna let this cook for another half hour, so it'll end up being like 5 hours altogether. But this is beef stew, and see, you have the little gravy, like it's not too thin. Okay? All right, talk to you soon.